Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Elite Wrestling World. I am your host GhostSaad. Thank you guys for joining me right here for the AEW Dynamite post-show review. What a loaded card we have for tonight. Darby Allin defending the World Championship against Konosuke Takeshita. Kevin Knight having an TNT Open Challenge as well. We will be having a party match, FTR and the Dogs versus Bucks, Copeland Cage and Orange Cassidy as well. Ospreay in action against Ace Austin, and we will get the brackets of the Owen Hart Cup for men's and women's as well. So let's get dive into it and talk about that. So we started off with Renee Paquette earlier today, tried to catch up with MJF backstage, asking about Darby Allin versus Konosuke Takeshita tonight. If Allin wins, MJF will face him at Double or Nothing with his hair on the line. So MJF ignores her, then walks by bold officials, backstage personnel, Christopher Daniel, Sanjay Dutt, John Silver, Tommaso Ciampa, and finally Ricochet, who tells MJF not to worry. He will look good as bald, just not as good as himself. So that's very hilarious to see this segment and building up the hype for the hair versus title match at Double or Nothing. So first action of the night is the 10-man tag match. Orange Cassidy, Young Bucks, Christian Cage and Adam Copeland versus FTR, Tommaso Ciampa and the Dogs. Big party match to kick off the show with the babyface team working very well. And these chaotic tags are always action packed, and this was no different. And FTR and Adam Copeland are the local Asheville natives, so they get reaction from the crowd as well. Again, these matches look fantastic with the Bucks in them as well. So for the match, we saw Bucks hit steroid dives on Finlay and Ciampa as Cage and Cassidy had a face-off in the center of the ring, with Cassidy putting Cage's hands into his pockets. So Cage chucked him over the top onto a pile before doing a dive himself. That was very good to see. Copeland is left alone and teased a dive but ran right into a shatter machine from FTR, but Orange Cassidy broke the pin as well. Bucks saved him from the shatter machine as well as the match broke down with everyone hitting high impact moves until Clark Connors launched Cage to the outside with a spear. That looks brutal. Connors slowly turned around and ate a super kick party from Copeland and the Bucks. That triple super kick looks fantastic. Orange Cassidy hits the orange punch and Copeland hits the spear to get the pinfall victory. So again, a very good party match to start off Dynamite. We saw a footage of Death Riders and Will Ospreay having a training session earlier today. As Daniel Garcia said, young boy Billy has some tricks up his sleeve. Ospreay is doing neck raises as Moxley is showing how to properly apply a bulldog choke on Wheeler Yuta as well. Moxley then brings up the night Ospreay won Best of the Super Juniors and how wasn't hurt. He could fly like a bird, such a simpler time, the joy of doing it. Then everyone came in and tried to make things overcomplicated. So now years passed, he can do that now. Still, Moxley tells Ospreay nothing is different, all those things will still be there, but he can still fly. It's just Ospreay is more dangerous, a bird of prey. So tonight, don't go out there to protect anything, the neck, the image, reputation, go out to give something. And then Moxley turns and yells at Yuta before getting back to work. So again, it's a weird kind of story they are telling between Death Riders and Ospreay, but I think so it's a very good story to build up Ospreay for the world title match at All in Wembley Stadium. So looking forward what happens next in this story. Then we saw a video package of highlighting the Stadium Stampede match history. Jericho said, come Double or Nothing, this will be a devil's dance with destruction. We go backstage to demand, saying Jericho talks out of his ass a lot and brings up Mark Davis beating Jack Perry on Fairway to Hell Collision. So Ricochet rounds out his team of 7, brings in Andrade El Idolo, David Finlay and Clark Connors as well, who said they want revenge on Bucks for recent weeks. So again, Stadium Stampede is set up to be 7-on-7 match. I think it's going to be a chaotic match to see on Double or Nothing. We saw Kevin Knight open challenge next as well. Justin Roberts gets in the ring and does an intro for Knight, who is already in the ring. And we get a surprise return of Brian Cage after a long injury, and the machine Brian Cage returns to answer the open challenge for TNT title. It's great to see Cage back in action after such an extended timeout, but thankfully he's built like a horse and his sheer power saved Knight from taking some real bad bumps as well. Knight keep on doing what he is doing best and wrestling in these kind of matches, and he always looks fantastic in this match. And Cage, after 14 months injury, he looks fantastic in the ring as well. The Don Callis family looks much stronger now, and we might see Murder Machines back together in a tag team division as well. For the match, we saw uh, Bailey took out Archer in the outside with the springboard moonsault. Knight leapt over a Cage discus lariat and finally hit his leaping DDT for a very close 2 count. Kevin Knight went for his standing Hurricane Rana from the mat, but Brian Cage used his pure power to just pull Knight up and then completed the move and smashed him on the mat as well. And in the meanwhile, uh, we get a close count as well. Then Knight recovers, leading to the UFO splash from the apron top, and that hits flush straight on the Brian Cage body, and Kevin Knight retains the title. So again, a very good showing from Brian Cage, a very good match between these two. Post match, we saw Bailey took the mic congratulating Knight and also saying that he wants the future World Championship title shot as well. Next up, we get the brackets of the Owen Hart Cup. Men's side, we have Samoa Joe and Will Ospreay. That will happen at Double or Nothing. Swerve Strickland and Bandido also will happen at Double or Nothing. Other matches are Mark Davis and Jack Perry and Claudio versus Brody King. So again, a very stacked bracket for Owen Hart men's side. And we might see Swerve Strickland versus Will Ospreay in the finals. And the finals will happen at Forbidden Door in June. Next up, we saw Will Ospreay versus Ace Austin. Excellent first time meeting between these two. Both looks fantastic in this match, and I think so. Ospreay is slowly getting better with his new kind of persona, with using less high flying moves and using the mat submissions as well. So I think so. It's a very good story to tell between Ospreay and Death Rider's training as well. So for the finish, we saw Ospreay signals for Hidden Blade and dodges with a double stomp on the head of the mat. That looks nasty. Multiple corner lariats from Austin, who set up Ospreay in the ropes, caught him with the Yuzugiri, and from the outside in gets a head scissors as well. We get a air raid crash flatliner for a very close near fall as well. And Austin went for the Ford, was flipped over to his feet by a standing Hidden Blade connected. In the meanwhile, Ospreay signaled for a proper one and instead punt kicked out the left leg and applied a cross arm breaker, causing Austin to instantly tap out. So again, something new to use as a finisher because of his training with the Death Riders. So let's see what happens next. Post match, we saw Samoa Joe music hits. He walks out with Shibata and Bowens, saying he wanted to make sure Ospreay was listening. And since last few weeks, it seems he had hard time hearing Joe. So in the first round match of Owen Hart Cup, he's gonna demolish Ospreay as well. And then they charges towards the ring to attack Ospreay, but we said get the music of the Death Riders as well, and all the Death Riders come to help Will Ospreay as well. So again, we are building this story between Death Riders and Will Ospreay as well, and it's gonna be interesting to see what happens in this story. Next up, we saw Renee backstage with Don Callis and Takeshita ahead of tonight's main event. Callis said Takeshita will be heading into Double or Nothing as world champion. MJF walks in and puts over Takeshita and said he can't think of a better idea than Takeshita versus MJF 2 and shake hands. Takeshita says something in Japan and leaves. MJF said he didn't mean any of it. He is having a full-blown panic attack about this hair versus title match. So Takeshita might better get the win for him as well. So again, he also give his Dynamite diamond ring as well to Don Callis to use it in the match as well. So and then walks Andrade and he shows off his hair in front of MJF and teasing him with the bold stipulation as well. So that was very good to see as well. Next up, we get the Women's Owen Hart Foundation tournament brackets as well. We get Persephone versus Hazuki, Willow Nightingale versus Alex Windsor. That will happen at Double or Nothing. Mina Shirakawa versus the Ring of Honor Women's Champion Athena, and Sky Blue versus Suri. So again, we are getting all kinds of women wrestlers from Stardom, from Japan, from CMLL. So very weird to not see Mercedes in this tournament. So let's see what happens in this tournament. Backstage, we saw the conglomeration with Renee. Mark Briscoe is back, who said today's word is reunification, as Briscoe is back with his boys and girls and lays out the simple challenge for Tommaso Ciampa next week on Dynamite as well. Briscoe loses his damn mind and walks out as everyone follows out of the shot with Cassidy telling Renee that was an awful lot of yelling. So again, Briscoe is back on TV and he's getting one-on-one match against Tommaso Ciampa next week as well. It's gonna be a brutal match next week. Triangle of Madness in action against Brawling Birds and Hikaru Shida. Heels try to attack at the bell but are quickly thwarted outside all 6-woman brawl, leaving Blue and Hayter fighting while standing on the barricade as well. Hayter was able to battle back and wanted to tag to Shida, who really thought about making a tag until finally deciding to. We saw some great offense between these two teams as well. Thekla looks fantastic with a Windsor side out spine buster as well. Then we saw the bird sandwich Blue in the middle, was about to hit the two birds one stone, and in the meanwhile Thekla flew in with the women's title to clock Jamie Hayter for the DQ. So again, it's a weird finish because we don't get DQ finishes in AEW as well. So it's a weird finish, but it's building up nicely for the women's title match between Thekla, Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander and Hikaru Shida as well. So it's gonna be a fantastic match to see. And in the main event, we saw Darby Allin versus Konosuke Takeshita for the AEW World Championship. Another week, another thrilling title defense as the wheels have yet to fall out for Allin in the incredible title reign that he is having. This is by far the most impressive AEW title reign that has only lasted a month for now. As much as I have loved this reign, for Allen's health, I want MJF to regain that title at Double or Nothing, because defending the title every week is very hectic task for any person. So he might get a well-deserved vacation after this crazy run as well. For the match, we saw some very great, outstanding moves from Takeshita and Darby Allin. Both fight at the apron. Allin wanted a coffin splash, but Takeshita hit a blue thunder drop from the apron to the floor. And the splat moment, the third we get on this blue thunder bomb, that was very nasty to look. Takeshita brought Allin back into the ring, a huge lariat for a very close 2 count as well. And we saw Allin hitting a cord red. Takeshita spun him around into a bastard driver and wheel blower German Helluva kick, and we got a very close 2 count as well. We saw Alcron ran out from the back to run distraction, and this allows Callis to hand the Dynamite Diamond ring to Takeshita to tell him to use it. Takeshita debated it but decided to throw it away as Callis called him crazy, and this allows Allin to get the cradle for a very close 2 count. Takeshita wanted an avalanche blue thunder bomb. Allin fought out into avalanche code red into the Last Supper for a very close 2 count. We get a coffin drop from Allin. Takeshita kicked out. Power drive knee hits as Takeshita wanted a power bomb as well. Only Allin countered into a scorpion deathlock. Takeshita was bit at his own thumb and he wants to tap out, but he managed to get the rope break as well. and in this position Allin hit two multiple coffin drops, and that was the end of the match, and Darby Allin retains the title. I thought that was a very good main event match, and Darby retaining is the very good result for AEW World title match. Post match, we saw Allin needed a water before taking a mic, demanding MJF to get his ass out to sign the contract. MJF music hits and he reluctantly walks out. Allin has a smirk on his face. We get the tables in the ring and we get the contract as well. MJF took a seat. Allin quickly signs the contract, and then MJF hesitated for a while. Then he gets the mic and talk about how he's the best professional wrestler, and he is the most completed wrestler in this company. MJF talks about how Hangman Page will never challenge for the world title. MJF's legacy will be the three-time world champion after he beat him at Double or Nothing as well. And Allin brags about climbing the mountain top, but MJF is the mountain, and he will get back his title at Double or Nothing. And then he signs the contract, and it's official now. MJF versus Darby Allin, title versus hair at Double or Nothing. MJF slowly held up the contract and shot a double leg on Allin with right hands, cleared the rings, leveled Allin with the Dynamite diamond ring, and MJF was about to leave but came back into the ring to attempt to hit an avalanche tombstone from the corner for good measure, but Kevin Knight comes out to make the save. So it's official, MJF Darby Allin title versus hair, Double or Nothing. I think it's gonna be a fantastic main event, and the overall build for Double or Nothing is very good, and the card looks fantastic. So that's the end of the show, folks. Please guys, like and share this video, subscribe to my channel, and keep watching Elite Wrestling World.